What's up, guys? So we just got the Mini Maxx for Christmas here. So here's the size of it. I did one little drive with it so far, but I have a couple parts for it already. So we've got the Traxxas wheelie bar. Mounts right on the back here. There's a spot for it and everything. Should have came with it. And then we've got a Spectrum servo to throw in there. So this is the S665. These were on sale for only 16 bucks over Black Friday, Cyber Monday kind of thing. And there's a metal geared servo. Let's go ahead and check out our stock servo, see what it looks like under here. We got a clipless body. So I've got the battery in here. Everything is pretty much 10th scale electronics. So it's got that BL2S system. A lot of people are going 3S or bigger, and been seeing lots of different various issues with the chassis cracking or a whole bunch of different shit. So I think if we'll stick it with 2S for a while, and at least change out the servo and a couple other things to make it a little more quality, and then drive it around a bit and see what I actually want to do. But let's go ahead and check out the servo now. So here's our stock servo, speed and everything. So I'll just do it with just the normal wheels with no weight on it or anything. And then here's my, so we can see the speed, I guess. And then here's with some weight on it. So speed-wise, not too crazy. Definitely works for now, I guess, but with these size tires and with the plastic gearing and everything, it'll just be nicer to have that metal geared, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more speed from that one too. So let's go ahead and start with this. Here's your mounting holes right here on the back. So it just goes right in between this and this. And there's two screws that go down. So yeah, it's built in for it and everything. I don't know why they didn't just put it in, but... So just got that wheelie bar put on. Had to take apart the entire back end of the car pretty much. So kind of a pain in the ass to work on there, but not impossible to get to. So your spur gear will kind of come out of your motor mesh there, so you can see a little bit of the mesh there, hopefully. But there's your direct drive, and then the whole front end just kind of pops off like that. So it wasn't too awful to take off. Lined up with your spur gear there. There we go, that's lined back up. And then it'll just kind of pop back into place here, so make sure that everything's looking flat on that side. We're looking good, and everything looks good up top. So yeah, it'd be a lot nicer if they would just include the wheelie bar on there, so you don't have to do this, or move the wheelie bar back a little bit so you could kind of get to the screws easier. But that's the only way that I can see to get in there, actually. But so to put this back together, we're gonna slap there's two screws that go right here, then this plate goes on top, and then there's what, two more screws on the top here, and then put your shock shafts back in, and then we're back together. So go ahead and do that now. Now we're gonna go ahead and look at the servo. Okay, so with the receiver box out of the way, it was a little easier to get to all the servo and screws and everything. So here's your receiver, the TQ. Here's the servos next to each other. So size-wise, the Spectrum is slightly longer. Wire comes out at the same spot though, so that shouldn't be an issue, because the wire comes out to the side and then runs through this little tray on the side here. Otherwise, servo horn, I know that some people use the servo horns out of the Vortex, because it's the same exact horn setup, I guess, as this. But then you have that adjustability for the servo saver at least. Yeah, so we'll throw this saver, or throw this horn on this servo, and then we'll check our steering linkage to make sure we're actually going the right way with the steering. So to push this back in, your wire is going to go underneath in this little channel here and then come down out in front of it. So make sure you kind of try to run it like that when you first put it in. So there's our Spectrum servo installed with the stock servo horn and linkage and everything. So let's go ahead and test our speed. And then I'm going to go ahead and hold it down. Pretty much no change holding it down. The stock one was definitely struggling a little bit. But yeah, it feels good. Looks good. I think speed is definitely a lot more upgraded. And I feel just better that it's metal gears too. So yeah, that's looking good, feeling good. I kind of just ended up going back to the stock box and just shoving, so I have this extra foam, any kind of weather stripping foam is probably fine, but I put the some normal foam, or the thin foam, around the outside of this again because I had a little bit extra of that from the other box, and then started with that, and then in the gaps here I cut little pieces of this off and then kind of used a flathead or Phillips and just shoved it in there as best as I can. Regardless of if it's big or not, it's foam, so it'll condense when you shove it in there anyways. But as far as I can tell, it looks like I'm covered, at least with some type of foam in every corner and the sides and everything. So yeah, I really wish they would have done like a little plate or something just to actually make this, I guess, waterproof like their other types of cars are waterproof. And then I cut one more piece of foam and put it in this little gap here just to have an extra piece, I guess. But yeah, so that's seems to be all that I can do kind of with what we have here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this down and actually connect this up in here. Hold set. That green's gonna start flashing. Then I'm gonna hold this one way, hit set again, and now it's going the wrong way. So let me swipe it back. So hold set. Got the green flashing. Hold it in one way. Hit set again. And now we are back to the reversed. So with this servo, you will need to run it reversed. So just keep that in mind, I guess. Not that it's a huge deal. Just keep it in mind. The drive shaft and spur gear modification from Traxxas. So they're on pre-order or back order or something right now because I'm sure everyone in the world is buying them that has one of these cars. That's all I got for this thing for now. And yeah, if I have more going on in the future, I will let you guys know, because I see that this rear, like when you land, the rear end really like gets slammed down there. So I know it came with some things to be able to push these shocks down more. So I'll take a look at those as well. But yeah, so I'm sure I'll do more mods to this thing. We've got plenty of other stuff that I've been working on. I've also got the TRX-4M that kind of has a little bit done to it. It's got that big block motor and some suspension and lift and stuff. But yeah, so if anyone's interested in some RC stuff or whatever else I do on my channel, then feel free to subscribe. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Life for me, how they got life for me when they took that from me. Since I had my nose, yeah.